What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Combat Deviants, episode number 9. Now we're live, Steve, right? Now we're live? All right, good, because I kind of messed that up at the beginning. I did this whole intro, and we are now live, and my Connect is actually seeing my hands and doing crazy shit on the TV. But guys, this episode number 9, from Belly Up Sports, we have, for the first time, 2 opponents joining us tonight. We have
the first time I've ever been able to do this, like not just the 2 opponents, but been able to pull the main event for BKFC Thursday. And it's funny because it wasn't even playing that way at all. Joey was supposed to be on last week. Houston, I've been trying to nail something down for almost a month now, and it just wound up working out where our guest that was supposed to be out on the 10 o'clock hour fell off. Houston got back to us, so we wound up having a little treat for everybody. We're gonna have both halves of the main event for BKFC 33 in Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska, in Houston Alexander's backyard. Should be a very fun one. Appreciate both Joey and Mr. Houston Alexander for the time tonight. Obviously,
for the people listening to the audio,
what's up?
I mean, for the people listening to the audio, you're probably set back with that photo of Houston Alexander carrying a young child on his shoulder, and this week with Islam Makhachev dunking kids,
some goofy stuff on the back end.
Yeah, we got some fun stuff along with Steve. For the first time ever, we're going to be premiering for the Trolls. For the first time ever, the Trolls will be in charge of one of the questions.
Jake Paul was on the show.
We got a lot to discuss on this episode. We got Carrie Stellar, Steve Rachel, and Evoletti here in a jam-packed episode for BKFC and Bare-Knuckle all together, as we got another guest that's going to be joining us a little later on in the show.
Guys, we're getting knuckled up tonight.
This is the Knuckled Up episode. So me and Carrie were kind of discussing some ideas, and we want to know what you guys think about this. I'm about to go to barber school. Carrie's already a barber, and we want to do what'd you call it, Steve? A fade off competition.
I guess that's
like Master Chef style.
Yeah, but I'd have one fighter in my corner, and you'd have another one in your corner, and we would have a referee to judge who has the best haircut. So let us know what you guys think about that.
I wish I had my scissors right here. I would.
Well, I'm Edward Scissorhands. That may be my new handle.
Scissorhands.
Watch out for Carrie, because she'll come sweep you and then cut your hair.
Didn't I cut your friend's hair, Tom?
Yeah, Frenchie. You cut my friend Frenchie.
3 o'clock in the morning that I fucking rocked his hair. So let me tell you something.
Oh my god.
25 years. I'm a master. Get ready to be challenged, but it is going to be fun.
No, for people that don't know, me and Carrie have been friends for years, along with Steve. But I went to Carrie's apartment with my friend after PFL on New Year's Eve. And, well, we've done this a couple of times, actually.
Yeah.
And every time has been something crazy. But we've always done a podcast at Carrie's.
Yes.
And we did a podcast. Halfway through it, my boy's like, cut my hair. So we did the podcast while we're cutting his hair. It was actually a great episode, too.
I didn't think he was serious. And he was, I'm like, oh, you're for real? Like,
oh, yeah.
But it's 3 o'clock in the morning, so it might not be good. But
I think at one point, Carrie, somebody knocked on your door and we got all quiet. We were like, oh, shit.
I can't even remember who it was.
We're being too loud right now.
Hey, guys. Did you call
anyone? And I live in my own place.
No, I think it was your sister telling us that we were being too loud or something.
Wow.
Like she was sleeping upstairs and we were being way too loud for her. And it was part of the podcast. It was amazing. So we'll share the episode later on, but there's so much tragedy to talk about this week, guys. I'm a little upset. I don't know if you know this. Anderson Silva, my idol, has lost in a boxing match, which we're going to get into in just a second. But let me say this really quick. At one point, someone said Jake Paul in boxing is good for boxing, but bad for MMA. What do you guys think they meant when they said that? Because I'll tell you what they meant.
Well, I mean, there's a couple
Go
ways
right to Carrie. Let Carrie start
that.
this off because we were already talking about this. Let's go, Carrie.
There's just a million ways that, we were. You have a million ways that you can take that. In my personal opinion, he's fought a bunch of older MMA fighters that are out of their prime. And had he fought Anderson Silva in his prime, shoots box style, like look at Anderson Silva's head movement, look at his body movement. That man was like untouchable for so long. So you're fighting an older guy out of his prime, and not just one, multiple ones. So if you want to, like, you know, not you, people in general that have said, yo, he's so great, he's so talented, he's so this, he's so that, put him up against somebody that's in his age range, that has great hands in MMA, and let's see. And then I want to see him get in the cage. And
well, there's a difference. MMA fighters are strikers.
Very different.
They're not boxers. Correct?
Totally different. Totally different. So they're learning or sharpening a different skill that they don't really do, right? But there's a very few MMA fighters that have had a great transition from boxing. Aaron Pico might be the only one. I would say he's the only one that had a great transition. He, Golden Glove boxer, champion 10 times over, a wrestler before that, or during that. He was the youngest person signed to Bellator. I could go on and on about that guy's accolades, right? Great transition. Can't say the same thing about Heather Hardy or Clarissa Shields. And I'm sure, or Jimerson, I could bring up more.
Jimerson with the one glove. She threw that in there, Steve.
Sorry.
Nice little art, man. What did art do to you?
Even jokes about it. He's like, all of a sudden, I'm like, what am I doing? I got one glove. This isn't going to do anything. So, you know, I would love to see, what's his name? Logan?
No, Jake Paul. Jake Paul.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
Play somebody like Fury. You know?
I'd love to see him get in the MMA cage. You know, he wants to sit there and do that. You're taking away a fighter's other weapons. Well, you know, like.
Here's the thing. Steve, can I say this really quick?
Yes.
Because I know that you guys are going to both disagree with me. I was very impressed with Jake Paul's performance. However, I do not think Anderson Silva showed up like it was a fight. Anderson Silva said, coming up to this fight, every fight is different. I do not think Anderson Silva was going in there to really beat Jake Paul's ass. I mean, that would be kind of mean to do. He did look pretty decent in the fight, but I do not think any. Like, I don't think that. You know, if this was a couple years ago, or if Anderson Silva actually showed up, we would have a different outcome. Now, everyone's going to point to that last round and say Jake Paul stumbled Anderson Silva. And some people are saying that's fake. Steve, I hear you laughing, and I'm going to argue against you. Was it fake, or this is the debate here, right? Did Anderson Silva show up to actually fight and finish Jake Paul, or did he get tricked into Jake Paul showing up thirsty for blood?
You're ready for my opinion?
I can't wait.
We're asking you.
Oh man. All right. Well, let me start at the one. Like, you know, I went to go pick up my daughter today, right? Obviously, you know, me and her share this combat sports bond, right? So I pick up my daughter, right? She's like, Dad. I'm like, what's up? She's like, you seen the Paul Silva fight, right? I'm like, yeah. She's like, what the is that nonsense? It's nonsense.
You're done.
Freaking 14-year-old girl knows a work when she sees one. She's been in the been on the mats, been in the cage with fighters of that nature and that ilk. We know when somebody's taking us for a fool, and the man himself, the man of the hour, is here already. The Mexicutioner, the man, Mr. Joey Beltran. What's up, Joe? Appreciate the time tonight, my friend.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. Sorry about last week.
Oh yeah, man. Like, listen, we know how that goes. I already, as soon as you said what happened, I'm like, listen, you know, I got a significant other. If I double book my afternoon, I damn sure better be making sure my wife is taken care of before everything else. So I definitely feel you there, Joey. There's absolutely no apology necessary. I know how that works, brother.
Hell yeah.
Joey, I got to start this off saying you're one of my favorites, man. You've been doing this thing for so long. It's something I want to follow in your footsteps with, idolizing how somebody like you or your opponent or a lot of guys that we look up to, legends like Anderson Silva, they're able to take their career from something and then they start seeing color in their career and they're like, oh, I got this. I'm actually really good at this. No matter what anyone else says, I'm going to take this and I'm going to drive it. And that's what I want to do as a journalist. No matter what anyone says about my career, no matter how many falls I have, I know I went in there and I did my best every single time. And with you, man, I mean, you are a character altogether because you have so many badges of honor that anybody who knows who you are, I mean, the list goes on and on with people that you fought inside the octagon, inside the cage, now with boxing. Now, we got to ask outside of that, Anderson Silva, Jake Paul, did you watch it?
Yeah, I did.
Thoughts on it? Was it a rig? That's what we're trying to discuss, because I disagree that it was a setup fight.
No, I mean, it's like the replays or whatever that showed that there was like a fake punch or whatever. I don't know. That shit looked real as fuck when he landed it in real time, you know. And even say, let's say he didn't knock him down. Let's say he didn't knock him down in the 8th round. Jake Paul still won that fight. So, you know, it is. I just don't see. A, I don't see Anderson Silva would do that. And then B, I don't see the point. Like, why? Because he lost the decision either way.
Did you think that he showed up to fight? Or do you think that he kind of felt like it was kind of like for kids in a way?
No. Anderson was going for it, man. Once again, he's fucking 47 years old, man. He's 40. And I'm right behind him. I'm 40, you know? Like, dude, I hope I can still do it like when I'm that age, you know? Like, he looked great, man. He looked great. If anybody, it's like, I don't know how good of a Jake Paul looked. I mean, Jake Paul's getting cracked by a 47-year-old. So, but
well,
overall,
there was a big thing. Somebody said it's good for boxing, but bad for MMA. What do you think they meant by that?
Well, it's fun. It's funny. It's like there's always like an unspoken rivalry between MMA fighters and boxers. Boxers always seem to think that MMA guys have shitty striking or undisciplined striking, etc. And I'm like, all right, well, maybe we do. But you know what? We're pretty good at it. And guess what, motherfucker? We're pretty good at 5 other martial arts, too, while we're at it.
Yes.
And so take that. And, you know, so it's like that. I can kind of see how, okay, well, but I don't think that holds weight, because Anderson Silva, if anything, he's a 47-year-old kickboxer, MMA fighter, who went out there and boxed his ass off against the guy who's undefeated boxer. And, you know, say what you will, Jake Paul, he's not a YouTuber anymore. He's a fucking professional boxer. He lives the lifestyle. He puts in the work. And, you know, so it's a legitimate win for Jake Paul for sure. And, you know, Anderson Silva made himself look really good at 47.
Would you like to see Jake fight like actual boxers now? We've seen him fight like semi-retired, retired MMA fighters who are still in the combat sports realm. Would you like to see him fight legitimate boxers, or if you're kind of the guy that gets to pull a string, if you're in Jake Paul's camp, who would you like to see him fight next?
I'd like to see him fight Nate Diaz, man. You know, like, why? Like, okay, like, you know, it's almost like, why do you want to pull back the curtain and look at the wizard controlling the computer? You know what I mean? Like, why? It's like, we know, like, we kind of know, like, all right, you know, it is what it is. He's beating up Ben Askren and Tyron Woodley and so whatever. But it's still cool. It's still entertaining. It's still more exciting. I don't think it would generate a lot of excitement to have him versus, like, for instance, that Tommy Fury guy. I think pretty much everybody knows Tommy Fury should whoop his ass. You know, he's a high-level boxer. He's been boxing his whole life and comes from a pedigree family of boxers. So he should beat that. He should win that fight. He better win that fucking fight.
Well, here's my take. I think that he's trying to beat our legends that we cherish in our heart, like Anthony Smith said, and kind of make it seem like he can beat some of the best boxers out there, because he's handpicking some of our legends that we personally love and hold dear to our hearts, like Anthony Smith said, which is very true. And it's hard for us to take, but it's almost like he's painting a picture off of their names from what they represent, and, you know, beating them to where they are now. It's like, oh, I could take on Tommy Fury, but will he? You know, will he be that guy that goes in there and face the best of the best? Will he come into the octagon?
No.
I wouldn't. If I was him, I'd keep making my money.
I make my money where I know it's safe at, man. Come on. He ain't going to the octagon. If he's doing an MMA fight, he ain't in the UFC.
Listen, I would love to see them do something where it would benefit an MMA fighter a little bit more. Maybe modify it, but not like where the Conor McGregor Mayweather was modified. Like maybe allow little kicks, whatever. But like, you know, we're asking an MMA fighter to really critique, or not critique, to really hone in on one skill, boxing, right? So they're not able to use their whole body, nonetheless.
Jake Paul would have got head kicked in a second.
They can't do that. So
imagine that.
That's what we want to see.
You know what I mean? I'd rather see that, but boxers don't translate to MMA.
That's my point. And you said it too, Joey. You said we're strikers, right? We're not boxers. We're strikers. We're good at A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. But when it comes to one thing that you're training for, what we're really asking, is Jake Paul a legit boxer? Can he stand in there with people like you guys or not? How would Jake Paul do in BKFC is the real question.
Oh.
Well, it's funny you say that. It's like very like almost going back to what you were saying about as modified rules, because in BKFC you have the clinch, you have the dirty boxing, which adds another element, which sometimes levels the playing field between high-level traditional boxers and tough MMA guys. Then you're like meeting on an even playing field in BKFC.
I like that.
You know, I mean, yeah, I definitely think that he can win fights in BKFC. There's people out there that he knows what he's good at. He's got that timing on that right hand, you know, and if he lands it, people are going to sleep. So he's got power, he's got skill, he does a lot of good stuff. Like my wife's fucking professional boxer,
Great and hard,
you know, before BKFC, and very, very tough critic as far as technique and stuff. And she sees a lot of good shit that he does and points it out to me. I'm like, the guy knows what he's doing, you know, so pretty cool.
Now, Steve is trying to tell us that this was kind of a fixed fight. Steve, what's your argument here with the knockdown? Listen,
I'm not sitting there 100% saying it's a fix, but we knew what was it going to be. If as soon as it got past a handful of rounds, and you're starting to see how it's starting to play out, it's fixing in the sense where he's protected, where everything like. He has nothing to lose in this situation where he's going against Anderson Silva, but as Joey's mentioned, you know, he's 47 years old. Yes, he's fighting Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and things of that nature. Yeah, and he boxed Tito Ortiz and things of that nature. That's fine, but he's not at that upper tier level, which is why he is no longer in the UFC, because he wasn't able to maintain that level anymore. We know the level that he's at. If he's still going to be successful, it's not going to be in full-blown boxing against a guy who's more or less bigger than him. This is what I keep sitting there saying. Not just is he hand-picking fights, but he's picking on smaller guys. He's like he should be fighting guys like traditionally that are around like 205 pounds.
Yeah,
like
205ers.
Yep.
He's picking on the smaller guys, and even the two guys before that are natural welterweights. So this is what I'm sitting there saying. When I'm sitting there saying, not to sit there and saying like someone's paying Anderson Silva extra money or Tyler Wood extra money, like, listen, put your chin out there, so let me clip you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a work, but we know that the outcome of it, because we've been following combat sports long enough to know when you're being put in a situation to be put over.
So as a professional, you think Jake's a legit boxer, Joey?
You can't take away the work that boy. Come on, I could be as mad as I want about him. You cannot take away the work he's put in. Stop.
Yeah, that's true.
Correct. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like,
I'm not gonna knock where he's been, where he's put himself, but to sit there and say that to be calling out Dana White, sitting there saying that he's doing this or he's doing that. Jake, you're not fighting anyone on that level yet to be able to sit there and say Dana's doing anything at this point in time. Has he gotten to himself some names? Yeah, but that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing as you're building yourself up, you know, that cemetery list as you're coming up. Everyone tries to do that coming up. But I think what he has done is kind of taken it to another level. I do agree with some aspects of what people are saying that he's.
It fits the 2022 culture.
Fight some real boxers. We'll see what happens in the future. It is fun to kind of talk about. It is interesting to see. We'll see what happens moving forward.
But is he making false hope?
This great thing for boxing, but I do think it is entertaining combat sports. Period.
But is it false hope, Joey? Is it false hope for a young kid to be on the couch being like, "Oh my God, he started a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
he put the work in, but he's beating these big names." Should the big names really ring in as much as they do, though, when it comes to the victories?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's what narrative that the promoter wants to put across.
Yep.
You know, are they gonna paint the narrative that he's beating up old guys, or are they gonna paint the narrative that he's the legend killer? You know, he's like Randy Orton. He's the legend killer. You know, like,
Yeah.
You know,
with a broken neck.
At the end of the day, because it can go either way. So
yeah. So
well,
Joey,
here's here talk some BKFC. Obviously, we got an event this weekend. Obviously, you got a big fight coming up. Obviously, you're going to be taking on Houston Alexander in his backyard. How fun is that to kind of take on I guess the hometown hero in their backyard?
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's all good. I've done it before. Like, yeah, for sure. I've definitely walked into enemy territory before. I can't think of. Oh yeah, I remember Matt Mitrione. He's from Indiana, and I fought him at Conseco Fieldhouse. That was 18,000 people. That shit was pretty crazy. You know, so I'm used to. I've been experienced the booze and all that shit. It's fun, you know. It's another way, another form of cheering.
I think it's one of the funnest things I kind of experienced, like on the fan side of things, going to like other stadiums of other sports teams and things of that nature. It's always kind of fun to kind of feel that different energy, different environment. What's kind of the funnest, you know, regardless fight environment, sports event environment that you've ever been in?
Oh, I always say Montreal, Canada. Montreal, Canada, for whatever reason, those people are freaking crazy. Like, it was my second UFC fight, and I was like number 1, number 2, or number 3 on the card. And by the time I walked, so to give you an idea, so what I came from, I was the first fight in Vegas. So I fought in Vegas. Oh, sounds cool. Like, no, there was literally maybe 100 people in the whole damn arena. Like, because we were the first fight. Nobody was there. Then next time I fight in Montreal, so I'm thinking like, oh, it's gonna be a small crowd again. Blah, blah, blah. No, we walked out. It was 14,000 people going apeshit.
What is that like? Like, experience something like that? Like, they say it's 1 in a million, right, Joey? I hope you realize that you are that 1 in a million that have got to experience something like that. That's very special. Can you tell us what that was like? That's very special.
It's super crazy and like surreal for sure. You know, it's like you don't really think about it when it's happening, but you know, like, yeah, I have like vivid memories of like, I remember the one fight I always think about is when I fought Stipe Miocic
in his debut. Stipe's debut. Oh, yeah, I just rewatched it, man.
In Houston, and for whatever reason, I remember I came out to like some Tigres del Norte, some Spanish music. The crowd went crazy, and when they were announcing me, like I couldn't hear Bruce Buffer. I could only hear and feel the crowd, and the cage was shaking. Shit, you know, the cage was shaking. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is real. This is really happening, you know?
That's got to be
those
the
are like
strongest
memories
energy.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous. And those are memories that I'll have the rest of my life, you know? It's like, it's hard to explain, but pretty cool.
You talk about somebody like Stipe, looking at where he was on his debut, where you fought him, man, and man, back and forth battle on that one, bro. I thought you were about to win that fight because there was a couple trade-offs there.
I know, dude. I know. I really was. And you know, the thing that's crazy is like my whole mental process and everything, where I was as a fighter mentally back then. Like, I remember thinking like, fuck, you, like, negative self-talk. You sucked. You're fucking embarrassing yourself here. What the fuck are you doing? Because I threw a couple big hooks and like whiffed. And then I was like, immediately, I was like, what the fuck are you doing, Joe? You're embarrassing yourself. God damn it. Come on, get it together. And I was like, oh, I'm feeling all down. And then boom, I got taken down like the last minute and he held on. Come to find out, dude, fucking came down to that last takedown because he won first round, I won second round, and the third round we were trading on the feet. He got that fucking last takedown. Like, so it's so crazy. Now I'm like,
you touch on a subject I always love talking about in this sport, man, is like the mental aspect of it is it's so paper thin that people don't even realize like how much the mental aspect comes into playing into small aspects of the game that plays a bigger overall impact into it.
absolutely. You know, and I always think like I would say it's not that it's not that I got bigger, faster, stronger in my older age. You know what I mean? Like I just finally like got a hold of the mental aspect of things and started working with a mental coach.
Oh wow!
Shout out the mental sensei, man. I started working with him. I think leading up to my third fight in BKFC. So Jamie Campbell was the first fight, and it's crazy, man. The whole like process, keeping me in check, holding me accountable as far as like specific like mental homework assignments, for like better terms, that I have to do each week, and just leading up to the fight. Now it's like fight week before, like when I was in UFC, fight week was the worst. I was like, oh my god,
was that
like,
some of your baggage?
I hated getting interviewed. I hated talking. I hated the people knew that I was gonna fight because people would be able to watch me get my ass whipped on TV. Like that's where my head was at back then. It's like I really did not enjoy my time. Like, it sucks. Looking
I think
back,
that's one of the good things. Like when you get older as a fighter, like that, those anxieties, those things kind of simmer away, and it's just about working your game plan.
Absolutely. You know, and now it's like you said, it's almost like a mental checklist. I just go over and it's like I know exactly what to do. You know, I'm just going to dominate this fight at whatever range, whether it be on the outside or on the inside. You know, I'm just going to dominate the fight. I know exactly how to do this. I've been fighting for 16 years, so.
But Joey, it seems like one of the biggest battles, it seems to be the trolling, right? It seems to be some of the trolling, and I got something set up for you here. I got something set up, all right? Now, Joey, some trolls are saying that you and fear, when you're scared, you actually scream like a little girl. And they shared this photo with me of what is this, Joey? I mean, come on, what is going on here?
Oh, that's having a girl. We're having a lot of fun, man.
That's funny.
Oh, what? Him and wifey were kicking in on their vacation, and man, why the trolls got to mess with Joey, yo?
I know. That's awesome. That's hilarious. I mean, no, man, you want to know something funny is like
you had to pay for these photos. That's the funny part. You had to pay for these photos.
I used to be deathly afraid of roller coasters.
Ooh.
What was this?
Like roller coasters at all?
Who broke it then? That was that. You used to be who made you not afraid?
Carowinds in North Carolina.
Okay. The Loch Ness, I think it's called, correct?
Oh no, but my bad.
Wait, did you say Busch Kills?
Busch Gardens was the other one.
Busch Gardens, yes, I went there and it is the Loch Ness.
Oh, yeah. Carrie's been on it too.
I went on the Big Bear Wolf and all of that shit.
Oh, those are good, man.
Yeah,
Joey,
I don't like roller coasters either at all.
Joey, I love the shirt you're wearing, and I love the face that you made here. Tell me what happened when you guys got off that roller coaster and you see the screens and you're looking for your face, and then you see yourself and you're like, oh God, man, I gotta buy this one.
Hey, I'm that guy that I didn't buy it. I just pulled out my phone and snapped a photo of the screen. Well,
oh yeah.
Work at the front desk and says, "Sir, you can't take pictures."
Like I can do what I want.
Yeah,
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, step to me, bro. I go bare knuck.
Do what I want. Thank you.
But the fact that your face here, if I was a troll, I would say, Joey, did you shit your pants on this ride? Look at your face right there. I mean,
Look at that.
Ride.
Look at that face. That face was I was happy. I was in it.
Yeah, he's having it. The other one, I think that one scared him a little bit.
No, I'll tell you why. The other one, I had a goal that was not gonna scream on any roller coaster when I went to Busch Gardens.
You know what's funny? Because you look like you have this super serious look, like you're concentrating on something, and I couldn't figure out what it was because you're like, this is not going to take me. I'm going to take this ride. Like,
and after every roller coaster, I get off and look at and slap fives with the family. I'd be like, no screaming, no emotions, no screaming, no emotions.
Oh my goodness.
Beltran's never
Joey,
screamed.
I heard a rumor that you were screaming as loud as 16,000 fans on that ride.
On the other one, the one in North Carolina, we were for sure. I was ripping it up.
Scary ride. I don't care what anybody.
So
says.
is this something that you do to kind of relieve your stress? Are you like a theme park guy? Like, what are your favorite theme parks that you've gone to?
Well, back in California, I loved Magic Mountain, Six Flags. And then since I've been out here on the East Coast, we've gone to Carowinds 2 times. We've been to Disney World, Busch Gardens we just went to for my stepdaughter's birthday in October. So, yeah, man, there's some good ones out here for sure.
Oh, they had a great log flume over in Busch Gardens. I remember it was a big one.
Now, there's some big ones there.
Yeah, their log flume was huge. That's one of the things I remember that's sticking out of my brain from that place. And the big bad wolf that goes through the water almost, or I thought it was going to as a kid. I'm like, we're going to go into the water. You don't go into the water.
So Carrie sounds like me. I hate getting wet at theme parks. Are you somebody that goes on like water rides, Joey? We got Joey frozen here for a second. But like literally, I'll go to a theme park and I'll have new shoes on every single time. And everyone's like, get on there.
With brand new kicks.
Yeah. Well, because you got to look good. Like it's usually like a date or something.
Yeah. That's the best first date ever as a theme park. Yes.
I want to ask Joey, like, what was their
You're
first
forced to talk to the person. You can't get away. You have to talk to them. And if you get away, you're like essentially just going to be leaving that person for you're like, fuck it, I'm out. But you're forced.
You have to go through fears together too.
And you're having fun.
Yeah. And going broke. And going broke because it's expensive.
I've been to the cheesiest theme parks for first dates. Just
Steve, what's in Philly like for theme parks? Nothing, just violence.
No, there's Knoebels.
There's
violence. There's Knoebels Grove. Listen, nobody's violent like New York City. New York City holds the flame on violence at the moment.
We know this. Joey, you're back here. What was that like a place you would bring a first date? I mean, what was you and Britain's like first date? Like that was Carrie was just saying that would be a perfect first date to go to somewhere like an amusement park. Where was your first date? How did you plan this one out, man?
Well, it's funny that well, I don't know. The first thing that pops in my mind is like the first time that we met, one of the first times that we met. No, actually it would technically would be our second one. So it would technically be our second date, if you will. And I met her and her daughter, and we went and we did an escape room.
Oh my!
Very cool. See, another cool thing. Scare the shit out of yourselves.
Never did that. Yeah. Bring us through it. Like you guys went in there. Was she the smarter one to figure stuff out, or were you?
Well,
or did you guys work together?
Funny thing is that she always will tell me this. It's like that's one of the reasons I fell in love with you, is because I went on YouTube and looked up how to do an escape room. Because I was like, what the fuck is an escape room? I had no idea.
Yeah, where are you bringing me right now? Like, where are you bringing me? I have to escape from was this her idea? You're like, hold on, where is she bringing me?
Oh yeah, she loves them. I've done a bunch since then, but she had done a bunch prior to us dating. So when I went out there, I researched it and everything, so I kind of knew how to rock and roll, and we still didn't make it out.
Carrie, what would your thoughts be? First date, escape room. You and
Okay,
Joey.
so I don't know if I would love that for a first date, only because I did an escape room once, and it could have been that I was like a really crappy escape room, like a log cabin. I'm like, guys, really, we're doing a log cabin? Like, can we do something better? I think if it was something on the scary theme, I might like it a lot better than a log cabin. It was pretty boring, and all of a sudden I'm like, can we go? Like, this is just getting annoying. So I don't know what kinds they have, but yeah, I think I got like the shit end of the stick on the one I went to.
Yeah, the one we went to was pretty cool. It was the Wizard's Lair.
I would love that. What the fuck? I go to a cabin.
That's what I call my bedroom. That's what I call my
Lair?
bedroom.
The Wizard's Lair.
Why? Do you want to come, Carrie?
Oh my God,
Sorry.
I gotta love my
my face is so red.
Yeah, me and Carrie got to tip out for a second.
Anyway.
Oh man.
Hilarious.
So yeah, you and Britton, man, that's like the power couple of BKFC. I don't know why they don't like put you on the front cover of that. Like every time you fight, she should be fighting. It should be like the power duo, man. That's what I would want. That would be so sick.
The fight couple.
The fight couple.
The fight family.
Joey. We got Joey Frozen.
Frozen. The fight family. I love that.
I love that idea, right?
I know.
Like that's what I would tune in. Joey, I don't know if you heard. We want you to be the fight couple of BKFC.
The fight family.
The fight family. Yeah. Thoughts on that, Joe?
I barely just queued back in. What was that? I'm sorry.
We want you to be the fight family of
You and
BKFC. You got to take me and my wife on, bro. Step up, right? What are your thoughts on that? They should do more promoting. I know I will. That's what I'm going to push for. Thoughts on something like that?
Are you talking about like actual fights, like a tag team fight, or like
No, like fighting on the same card. Could you imagine?
So sick.
Oh.
Just beating up a girl, Joey. Just tag me in. Just
Hey, listen, there's crazier things that happen.
No, but that it should be the power couple of BKFC. There should be more promoting on that. Would you like to see that?
I mean, you would think it would be an easy slam dunk, but you know, whatever. It's all good. I'm not the one who makes those decisions. But as far as us fighting on the same card, I will say this: that like, I don't think that would be a good idea because we both get super stressed out about the other person's fight. You know what I mean? Like for me, if it's me who's fighting, I'm like, whatever. I've been doing this long ass time, and she's like, same thing. She's a pro. She knows what's up. She's better than all these girls anyway, so she's gonna smoke them. And so it's like, but if we were like, oh, my baby's fighting, and I got like, oh my god, somehow I gotta like watch and then like get it together. Like, nah,
Like,
I just don't think we. Yeah, but you know, if they threw $1 million at us, I'm sure we'd suck it up.
that would be kind of cool. What if BKFC did couples fighting, and if both couples win, they go to like that would be actually really cool. I think a lot of couples would tune into that. But Joey, in the last 4 minutes of this interview, I got one question. Steve got one question. Carrie's got one question. My question being, for something like that to happen, man, the household has to be crazy. Like you're trying to avoid that situation where both of you guys are getting prepared for a fight. Now, I've interviewed people like Valentina Shevchenko who told me I'm more nervous when my sister fights than my own fights. Is that kind of the same with you and your wife?
100%. 100%. Like, you know, like us, me, I'm very much muscle memory at this point. Like, I know what I have to do as far as the preparation and everything. So it's like, I'm all right. But then it's like having the person that you love, like, not like love, like, oh, I love my mom, but like love.
She's
like,
giving you a look,
like,
though. You just put your mom and your girl in a corner, bro.
I know, like deeply in love with, like day in and day out, like my everything, my fucking everything to go out there and fight. That's fucking hard, man. That's and you know, but you know, we both do it. We're both pros, and we do a good job of handling it. So. But yeah, to answer your question, yes, it absolutely is harder for that.
Best in the business right there. Steve, Carrie?
Me?
Carrie, go ahead.
you know, you have a amazing fight coming up. I would refer to it, in my personal opinion, as a legend fight. I like watching two fighters that have been in the game for so long going at it. You're both super, super talented. I've been a fan of both of yours for so long. Does that play a part in it, that you're fighting someone as talented as you? Not that he's gonna beat you, but we don't know what's gonna happen. Does that all play a role in it, that you have this gigantic fight that's about to come up? It really is a legend fight.
No, I try not to get too much into my head, too much make a monster. Like I always say, I try my best to not make a monster out of my opponents. I focus on making a monster out of my, and that goes across the board as far as like, what he's done in the game, how long he's been in the game. Well, fuck, I've been in the game just as long, so at the end of the day, like, it's gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be like I said, just two grown-ass men getting in a fist fight. It's gonna be fantastic.
Now, have you guys seen each other before? Like, going into this fight, I know you guys are probably so pissed at me right now, Houston and Joey. You guys can beat me up for that.
My face was just like,
yeah,
wow,
you guys,
strangers. They've seen each other. They've been on the circuit before.
You guys can beat me up for this. Joey, it's Joey's last question.
Hold up. What did I walk in on?
You walked in on.
I don't know. Hold up. Don't put my name in anything, and I don't know what the hell is going on, man.
Houston,
okay?
It's Evil Eddie over here.
I know who it is, but hold on. You mentioned my name and said don't beat you up. Well, that's assault, brother.
So, all right.
Get him.
I kind of put myself in the corner here. This should not
happen.
I did.
Hold on. Now I'm going to stop you. Is your statement going to get your ass whooped?
No,
it won't.
No,
my question to Joey was, and Steve's question and Carrie's question. You two are both legends, and I want to throw this to Joey before he leaves here, and we get to you, Houston.
What's up, Joe?
How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
I love this.
Why are you apologizing, brother?
I think this is the coolest moment.
We're professionals. We're pros, man.
Listen. They've been on the interview stand. We were at big press conference next to their opponents today. Nothing different, guys. Come on.
Our question.
You gotta get it out, Eddie.
Two legends stepping in there. What do you think would be the outcome if you two met beforehand and talked like this? Does this change anything? Like, you guys are being nice now. What's the difference? Because you guys are both legends. You've met your opponents in the past, but what changes?
It's really difficult. You want to answer that first? I know you have to go.
No.
Okay.
All right. So for me, it changes absolutely nothing. At the end of the day, like, Houston and I have been doing this so long that we both have that mental switch, and we both come from a generation where you don't talk shit on the internet. You don't have to. Why? Because we're gonna stand up. We're gonna fist fight. You have to fucking talk shit about each other's mamas or anything dumb shit. Hey, guess what? November 18th. We're gonna punch each other in the face. It's all gonna be.
We're gonna punch each other in the face and then probably have a beer afterwards.
I love it.
Exactly.
But don't get it twisted, because we're gonna go out there and actually fight. But you know what? There's nothing personal between it. Not like how Khabib was with Conor. There's nothing like that.
No one's gonna jump out the game.
It's like you're both going in there to perform and to perform your best. It's gonna be an amazing fight. So I get.
I think it's something that comes like with also like what I was talking about, like when you get to a certain point in your career and your profession, and you get to a certain age, like some of that extra outside noise, it just falls right off. It's like, all right, whatever, he's saying whatever. I'll see you come Saturday.
I don't think it's just that. I think we're grown men, but see, and on top of that, we're not pussies.
Have you guys been in?
Let's just be real about it. We know we're grown men. We know how to. And again, I don't know about should have said that, but I'm just being straight to the point.
You're allowed to say whatever you want.
We know what it is. We know what it is, and this is what we chose to do, and this is our profession. So there's nothing personal. No, there's nothing personal. Unless you kick my son in the face or did something crazy to my mom or.
What was the one the one BKFC said Friday said he's gonna do something to the guy's dog. I was like, oh man, here we go.
That was the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm like, what a weird comment to make.
Well,
like, bro, somebody make sure his dog's okay.
That's funny.
I gotta add this in really quick, just while you guys are
we let
here.
Joey go. Yeah.
Houston, you've been in there against legends. A lot of people remember you from Kimbo Slice. Joey, a lot of people remember you from Stipe, Pat Barry, Rampage. Have you guys ever been in a situation with an opponent where it was heated beforehand?
I don't remember anything like that. To where someone was barking at me all crazy. I don't think so. I don't know about Joey, but yeah. You
told me, Houston, a couple of years ago on my podcast that Kimbo was actually a really nice guy, a stand-up guy when you met him.
His the whole sweetest team guy ever. He was probably one of the meanest looking ones too.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these guys who have confidence in themselves and their ability, and they surround themselves with good people. Guess what? You don't have to do all that barking and stuff. And I think there's nothing wrong with it because it helps you promotionally. Just like a Floyd Mayweather or a Conor McGregor. But a lot of times, you don't have to do all that. Or, you do like Bud Crawford, and I believe I'm going to quote him. He said he let his hands do the talking. Yeah. But sometime in this day and age with social media. They could either hurt you or help you because you focus on your ability, but at the same time you got to be able to bark and got to be able to talk and do all that stuff. Me and Joe, we gonna go out there and just perform. We all that old trying to get up, going against each other, all that crap. That's for amateurs.
Joey, your thoughts?
Exactly, man. I mean, he said put it perfectly. I really don't think. I think it might be a generational thing. I always say, I had pages of friends back when I had a real phone book. I don't even fucking need MySpace. So this whole social media thing is like whatever. I do it. But
what reality is, it does, man.
Well,
I don't think it's generational. I think it's again, it's this day and age where everyone's trying to get likes and everyone's trying to get the attention off the internet. And I think that's the only way a lot of people can get that attention by using the internet and social media and getting that that reassurance from the audience. Maybe that's the case. I don't think it's generational. I think nothing. The generations haven't changed. It's just the technology.
Mm. Yeah. It's almost made where people can't even conversate. Like, I'm 43. I'm single. I go out all the time. Guys cannot talk to women whatsoever. It's like if there is not a swipe, whatever feature, they can't have an actual conversation with you. And it's really sad. I think that the dating apps and the digital era, like you said, has done that. And there are people that literally live their life off of like their value is their likes and follows. And that's sad too.
Now, whose fault is that? Is that the parents' fault or is it the kids' fault?
Well, the parents' fault for sure. I would definitely go with that, letting them first off too young using social media. But as adults, the ones that fell into it, that's where I get really sad for them because I'm like, your life shouldn't be your social media. I have like no following and I love every single one of them. And that's because I've gotten banned and kicked off. But I love all my followers, all 200 of them. They're the best people ever. And I'm totally okay with it. Losing as much as I did actually humbled the fuck out of me. Because I'm like, you know what? People still know I don't care. I don't need the numbers.
Those numbers at the end of the day, they're fake people for the most part. Most of them don't even actually engage with what you. They just hit a like or share just to kind of get.
They don't even like to hit a like. People would would rather just look at your shit and keep it moving and not even like it or give you a credit or anything. So people are funny like that. But keep in mind, guys, your trolls are your biggest fans.
Yeah.
Your haters are they're legitimately just looking at your stuff all day long, hoping you're gonna like slip up a little bit or fuck up and say something stupid.
Well, I always seem to congratulate people who approach me negatively. So hey, thank you. I appreciate you calling me a dickhead.
Yeah. Like, thank you for coming to
Love it.
It does look like I have a dickhead.
Houston. Now, Joey, before we let you go, Joey, I gotta say I'm sweating through my sweatshirt. I am nervous that you guys are gonna fight right here. I cannot wait.
Wait, why are they gonna do that? They still got 2 more weeks before they get to the fight.
I know. BKFC 33 guys live on Fight. Joey Beltran, Houston Alexander, Omaha, Nebraska, going down in just a couple of weeks.
Let me say on record, I had to say this on record, Joe. I always thought you had one of the best nicknames in MMA. Dude, hey, first of all, it's weird because one of my favorite movies is The Terminator. One of my favorite movies of all time is The Terminator. And it's crazy because I think this is the first time we've talked since some years ago, but Terminator, and then hold on for a second. This guy is calling himself the Mexicutioner. Man, come on, man. Where did you get that nickname from? Did you get it from the movie?
No, man.
Somebody gave it to you. Gave it to you, huh?
Yeah, my buddy, he had a funny name, Eddie Sanchez. He was a UFC veteran back in the day, fought Crow Cop and shit. He looked at me when we were coming up with ideas, tossing across a couple of ideas of my second or third fight. He's like, you know what? You're the Mexicutioner. I was like, I like it, and that's fucking swear to God. That's
so it's not Mexicutioner. It's Mexicutioner.
Yeah, Mexicutioner.
Okay. Now I'm all messed up. See, that's when I've been hit 2 times in the head. Mexicutioner.
Because Houston has a Terminator tattoo. We'll get to that in just a second. Joey, I want to thank you so much for tolerating my BS and doing this. I know you guys are probably so pissed at me. I'm gonna hide for a month or two.
The Mexicutioner.
I'll definitely be sending in my pay-per-view buy for you guys. I cannot wait. Joey, before we let this thing go, we'd like to hand the microphone over to you. If you have any shout outs, any sponsors, anything at all, the floor is now all yours, Joey.
Oh, well, I just want to say thank you to my team and coach Ryan Perez, Slaughterhouse Management. Thank you to my wife, my rock, my support system, my everything, Britton Beltran. And say what's up to everybody back in California. And my sponsors, the ones that have been around since day one, Raynef Metal Fabrication, Nat Fit San Diego, DM Building. I got to shout out Miami Healthy Miami Kitchen helped me cut this weight. Super, super awesome food meal prep sponsor. And that's about it. Everything else up in my mind.
Thank you so much, Joe. We cannot wait for this upcoming fight, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. I'm so sorry. Houston, I know you're so mad at me right now.
No, man, hold up. Why? What the hell is going on? Why do you keep apologizing?
I'm scared. I got you
What
too.
are you scared about? You just told you it's fun 10 times.
moments.
Shut up, Eddie.
People, let me just
Go take a shot or
here.
something. Take a breather. Let me take this over for a second. All right.
All right. Thank you.
just
Thank
say
you.
something?
First off, appreciate the time.
Gary.
Obviously, we had we had some fun at the beginning here when we had your opponent Joey on here.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna get to it. Obviously, big one coming up. You got 2 in a row. Obviously, we were talking. You're sitting there throwing the word old man around, being thankful for us thinking about you and things like that. You got a 2-fight win streak right here. Your opponent, for all intents and purposes, probably was in the UFC longer, kind of probably as the same kind of billing as you. You're the one that's on the winning streak right now. I think you're in your hometown. You got everything in your corner right now. How excited are you for not just to have someone like Joey to share the ring with, but to be in your backyard, to have another opportunity to get another win on your record here. And you never know what could happen here in BKFC. You never know, you wind up getting title aspirations. What are you feeling like right now leading up into this big fight?
Well, say, man, and to be honest, man, I'm scared to death. and when I say what I
imagine that.
Hey, now, see, now you guys want complete honesty. I'm scared to death. Because first off, you're headlining a show, and a lot of times, there's a lot of pressure with headlining a show, and I don't think a lot of fighters would like to admit that. But let me be the first to admit that, man, it is it's scary to headline a show, because I've seen a lot of people who headlined the show, and they failed in it. And so I don't want to be the guy in my own hometown to fail or let people down. So I'm scared to death, but being scared to death is not necessarily a bad thing. That's when you actually turn everything on. So maybe that at that point, that's when all my senses get turned on. So that I embrace that being scared.
Now being able to get Joey in there and avenge an early defeat, how does that kind of wrap around you too?
I'm sorry?
I said, how's it feel to also get Joey in there, obviously, and avenge earlier fights?
I don't to get Joey in there. To me, it makes no difference. I've told people since I've been doing the Bare-Knuckle, I've been doing Bare-Knuckle all my life. This is easy. And I'm gonna tell you guys on your podcast with your audience. To me, the Bare-Knuckle shit is easy, because you know why? There's no punches. There are no elbows. There's no knees.
Is there less damage?
There's no takedown. There's no take. No. The damage is not.
It's less things to worry about.
No. Let's take that back.
More external than internal?
No. Take that back, because the damage is probably more. Because I've seen the first fight with Bare-Knuckle Fighting Championship. I've seen a lot of people get their hands broken. I've seen a lot of people's eyes damn near get taken out.
Like
it's serious. It's serious, but the whole point of the game is not to get hit. So
what's the nastiest thing?
I'm pretty good at not getting hit. So, but to me, I've been doing this all my life, and now I get to showcase this.
What's the nasty? Oh, I'm sorry, Carrie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say it's got to be either, you've been fighting forever is one part of it. And two, you're literally just concentrating on one part. And once, the hands are going to be thrown at you. You're not going to have elbows. You're not going to be taken down.
Well, Carrie's been sweeping everybody at Matt Sarah's gym lately. So she's a little confident. She
the leg sweep or just the takedown?
She choked out Matt Sarah's wife today.
I told you that. It was off camera. I didn't want to say that.
Yeah, good. Hey, good. No, good. Hey, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah. And actually, Caitlin Chukagian had commented how strong I am, and I'm very tiny. I'm just very wiry. And Matt was like, "Dude, you should be choking people out with rear nakeds." I'm like, "I do that." And my favorite is triangles, top mounted, back, anywhere.
And speed kills.
Yep. Oh, I have to be fast because I'm so tiny, and most of my opponents are bigger than me, and the girls that I train with are. So
you can get around them.
Be super fast.
You can get around them a little faster than someone that's probably bigger.
Oh yeah, by the time I slip my knee behind their back and have them in a rear naked choke, the one girl today was like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "I'm sorry." I just practiced that 2 days ago. It's with black belts, so that's why I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Hey, now you better watch out. You keep doing that, people are gonna start getting jealous, and they're gonna start taking cheap shots at you. You better watch out.
Yeah, well, I've had that happen.
Houston, have you been the victim of that, where new people come into the gym and they kind of spot you and they're like, "Oh man, I know we at the YMCA, but let's go, Houston."
No. Because there's one thing from day one I've gotten from Curly Alexander, which is my uncle, who's one of my coaches. When I don't care where you're at, when you step into the gym, you got to let everybody know who the alpha is. So regardless of whether I'm in Miami, Florida, Miami, Houston, California, Canada, you have to, I don't care who gym it is, you got to let everyone know who the alpha is.
So are you Mufasa or are you Scar in the MMA world? Are you Scar or Mufasa?
Man, that's a tough one. That's a good question.
You know what?
You know what?
Do you have the heart?
Oh man, I gotta be. You know what? I gotta be Scar.
I love that.
All right.
Yes.
I'm Scar. You know why? Do you know why? Because again, Scar he didn't give a shit.
Also, you have the Joker tattoo, which kind of goes with this whole Scar theme.
I love it.
Why did you get the Joker tattoo? I feel like that.
Because every once in a while I think I'm funny, but I know I can turn it on just like Joey said. We can turn it on at the top of a hat. So that's
so serious
with the Joker. And Joker thought he was funny, but at the same time he was very dangerous. So that's what I feel I am.
Mm.
So do you feel like money is nothing? It really comes down to the whole point that you're trying to make in your career. You're not going after who's going to pay you the most. You're trying to make yourself into even more of a legend, which I've seen you do, Houston. I mean, I've seen you on like shows where they're injecting you with adrenaline and stuff like that. I've seen you on Key and Peele. Those are two different opposites. You have been going in there and you've been making a name for yourself. It doesn't seem like you care about politics or money. It seems like you care about making a point and being a real leader. Now that's something that Scar didn't do.
Now, see, I don't mean to cut you off, but
nope.
I'll take that L. I don't want to, the legend thing. Everyone throws that around all the time. I don't, being a legend is, Kobe is a legend.
I'm a legend.
You are a legend in this sport.
Houston.
I'm just doing
his sport.
You're Houston Alexander.
I'm personally just enjoying what I'm doing, and and from day one, I've enjoyed what I've been doing. And ever since I was a kid on the playground of East St. Louis, when these kids try to take my candy bar from the first fight I had at 8 years old. I'm still looking for those guys. Okay. I'm still looking for those guys.
You're looking for it. He's still looking for the guy that took his.
I'm still looking for those guys, and I remember the school, Canada School in East St. Louis, Illinois. These guys tried to take my candy bar on the playground.
And I ended up going to Canada.
now, Houston, Carrie, Steve, we got to dive into this because
leader.
That picture I just showed, we need
leader.
Now, Houston, if I'm a troll, I'm going to say Houston's going around beating guys a quarter of his age because there's a photo of you in a high school about to pile drive this kid. Now, if I'm a troll saying that, I mean, can you explain this photo, bro?
Explain this photo. I went to go talk to my old high school, Omaha North High, and the head coach of the team asked me to come and talk to his team right before the playoff run. I did this a couple of years ago when I went to Nebraska. I always pick out the biggest guy, in the room. And
why not? There was a guy sitting right here in the green jacket that looked like he was about 33. A lot of these kids look a lot older than what I remember in high school.
Hey man, this kid was 6'9". And close to almost 300 pounds. And I said, and what I did was I had to prove to them, I had to prove to the kids that, size, size doesn't matter. It's the heart. It's the knowledge that you have. and again, more so the heart. And so for 5 minutes, I took this kid and I walked for each side of the room with this guy on my shoulder,
teaching a lesson.
Having just having a conversation with this kid on my shoulder, just telling them, hey, size doesn't matter. And this guy's laughing because I told him I was gonna fart. There you go. So
do you have like lethal
if you were trolling me, then I'll be farting on you.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. This poor kid. I mean, look at him. He actually does look about 7 feet tall. Actually, now that I look at him,
he was 6'9". He's a big kid.
Look at how big his pants are.
You took his lunch money or what?
No, sir, I did not. Hey, he was a big kid. If you go back and look at those photographs and you see us standing next to each other, you know his balls were on my shoulder.
Look at how long his pant leg is, and look at how wide that you can see. He's a big, like
that's funny. But yeah, they end up going almost to the semifinals after that talk, and they won a couple of games after that, but they end up losing by a touchdown to get to the state final. So my old school, shouts out to the Omaha Vikings.
Now, Houston, I got another kind of segment here. What are you worth? Because I researched you and I want to know your net worth. Here's what I found, Houston. Okay. You are worth $400,000. $400,000
net
worth. Celebrity net worth. Can you confirm or can you say like where they got?
Hold on for a second. Don't you see what's happening to the rappers out there? How they're getting targeted? Man, I'll never answer that.
What are you doing?
Shout out.
I'll never answer that.
You're a smart guy.
I'll never answer that.
Let me tell you, the things that I've been seeing, you're a smart man. It comes with
richest athletes in MMA. You're right there.
And what's funny is this is that I drive a 2013 Trailblazer, which is probably one of the best things I ever had. But I do have a few cars, but now I drive a 2013 Trailblazer.
That's good.
You understand, sometimes you have vehicles for what you need. It's not always about being flashy. Like I got the truck because I need to move things around. I need to have this. I need to have my family with me. Things like that.
No, actually, I use my Trailblazer and again, I love this thing. You know, I love my truck.
I'm a Chevy dude too.
I use it to DJ with. I use it to DJ.
I know what you mean. I love them things.
I use my Trailblazer to DJ with.
I'm gonna be the craziest person in the room and just say, like, when all hell breaks loose and the computers and the cars stop working, and they decide to just turn them off, your car will be running. Congratulations. We're all gonna be sitting there like a bunch of fools, and you'll be driving around like, how's your computer run car, guys?
And plus, no one's gonna steal a 2013 Trailblazer.
No, you're awesome. That's so smart.
No one's gonna steal. No one's gonna steal. Hey, no one's gonna steal
right here. All right, so you're a DJ. So what are your top 3 songs that you like to play DJing?
My top 3 songs that I like when I'm DJing anywhere at all. Oh man, Michael Jackson is always no matter what era, no matter what crowd.
Like what is the Michael you prefer?
Which one do I prefer?
Yeah, like what do you are you a pretty young thing guy? Are you a bad guy? Like you
Steve knows pretty young thing.
It gotta be a rock with you. Come on, you gotta go early Michael before he started really messing up his nose.
Oh man, like
so you can play Michael Jackson.
You're not gonna play Thriller around October.
You can play anything.
Things like that makes you Thriller bad.
You can play anything Michael Jackson in any era, in any age group, at any time, and you'll never fail with Michael Jackson.
You know what my favorite is, Houston? ABC, right? The ABC song.
Again before the nose job.
Yeah, when he's a little boy. That's what I favorite. And you know what my favorite movie is? I got the rat on my shoulder for people listening to the audio. Willard. He actually made the whole soundtrack for Willard. I cry to the song every time one of my rats die. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. I play the Willard song every time one of my rats dies, and I have a cemetery.
Hold on. Now, are you sure? What's the name of that movie again?
Willard. Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Jackson. Are you talking about Ben?
Ben! Houston! Oh, the DJ. Ben, the movie. Yeah. Guys,
hold on for a second.
He just pulled his thing.
He's getting the movie.
Now,
bro.
Hey, you just said your favorite song was about a rat and named Willard. I'm going to have to issue a flag on the play.
Yeah, it's Ben.
15
I cannot believe you call Ben the movie Willard.
Yeah, my rats are all at their cage going like this on the side of the cage, like
That's fine.
Houston, fun fact, I've lived the actual Gremlins movie in my own life. At one point, I had 126 rats rescued by mainly Rat Rescue from my house. They were in the walls, in the ceiling. They were all my pets. I would bring girls over. We'd cuddle in bed together, and girls were too attracted to me to say, like, I got to get out of here.
That's fine. You know what? It's funny that we're talking about rats because when I DJ'd a haunted house a couple of days ago, one of the young ladies that was there brought a rat up to me. It was a big rat. I guess she thought I was going to be scared by bringing it up to me, but please, I'm not scared of any animal at all. So that's fine.
Yeah, Scar. If Scar saw it, he'd put it between his paws, like in the movie, and eat it.
Yes.
Remember that scene? Yeah.
Yes. He would like dingle it around, like it's.
Funny.
I have a question.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
This is so funny because when you first popped up, and like I was just a random I'm like.
Were you scared like I was?
No, I was immediately like, did they switch out Ice Cube for Houston Alexander? Like, do you ever get confused for him? Ever?
No, and not as well. And all black people don't look alike now.
No. But
or maybe it's just for men.
No, he's a handsome man, and he looked very similar with the hat on. So I thought maybe you got.
No, you know what? No, I never got the Ice Cube thing, but you know what I got? I got the Ice Tea.
Take a picture of yourself with the hat on because you kind of.
I got the Ice Tea comparison.
Okay, I honestly could see both, but I see more Ice Cube. Personal opinion.
Or I get this all the time. Oh man, you look like Common.
Oh, Common, great.
I don't think that. I think Ice Cube. That's just my personal.
Oh, there we go. It must be the Husker hat.
Common was great.
No, just the hat in general, like you're just similar features.
Or I can look mean like Ice Cube, like.
Today wasn't a good day.
Why?
That's a
great question.
You guys have a great show. It's interesting how the show has developed over the years, and that was kind of cool. The troll intro was kind of a cool. That was a cool intro.
Yeah, we've been set Eddie up to let him kind of work on his little things and things of that nature. We talk about things throughout the week and stuff like that. So always throwing Eddie some ideas. He comes up with some stuff. He is one of the reasons why we have him here. Eddie's one of the best producers in the business.
Now,
people really don't know.
You guys. Big much respect to you guys for you guys coming up in your show. So
Houston, before we let you go here, bro. I mean, me and you go way back for a couple of years. I've even interviewed a couple of your fighters that you train as well. Is there anyone that we should be on the lookout for that you have your eyes on right now?
There's Josette Cotton, and she's I believe she's one of the she just won a championship over in England. A bare-knuckle championship for women over there. Ron Coleman is he's a heavyweight. He's won his third pro fight, and he was training with me at the age of 15, and now he's 30. So he's a monster. He's a monster. And Jacoby Jones, he's another guy, and all three persons are out of Omaha, Nebraska. So those three individuals, and Derek Minner is fighting tomorrow for the UFC. Tomorrow, and I believe I'm not for sure where they're going to be tomorrow for the UFC event. But Derek Minner is fighting tomorrow. So shouts out to him. And it's just crazy that we got so much talent in this area, and we've had so much talent in this area. And I always ask people, how come you always gotta leave to go do your camp somewhere else when we got all the killers here? So those are some of the people right now I'm looking out for.
Oh my goodness, Houston! You were also on Key and Peele. I got to throw that out there. I know we talked about it on my podcast a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But for people watching, obviously I have a Pluto TV on my smart TV over here. They're constantly playing Key and Peele, and I see you about once a week on there because they play the episode all the time. But you told me you actually filmed a couple of segments with them. Is there any chance of us seeing some of the stuff they didn't release with you? Or will
I think a lot of the things we did behind the scenes, I know, they let me film some stuff behind the scenes, but as far as filming with those guys, I think that's the only one we did. I'm not in Hollywood, so I can't, get the call-ins, get the acting call-ins like I want to, man. But it would be cool to go back out there and do some. Do some things, but I got a movie coming out that I'm gonna be working on here in probably in January in Florida. But that was, I told P.O. I said, yo, man, you need to have me come back out here and get into some of your films. And he was telling me, and it's funny, guys, the first time I told the story, at lunch, he was telling me that he was writing all these films, and that he was working on all these films that you're seeing now on the big screen.
The horror movies
that you have seen. What was the first one?
It's called Them or Us.
Where we say Them. I think he was working on the screenplay for that. But the one when they were doing with the kitty, when they were doing the kitty with the kitten.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
He told me about that one, and then he told me about the other one with the sunken place. So he told me that he was working on all this stuff, and when it finally came out, I was like, oh man, he did it. So he's probably one of the better directors out there.
Emmy nominated. Was it Emmy or Grant? Emmy nominated director.
Or after.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane that you got to work with somebody like
but
that.
It was cool because they hit me up on Twitter. Peele hit me up on Twitter and was like, yo, you want to do this thing? I was like, I like, hell yeah. He said I was one of his favorite fighters, and I was like, oh man, that was crazy to hear. They flew me out, and it was a great experience. But with going out there, I do a thing here in Omaha called Omaha Live, and for 5 years, we were doing comedy sketches with Omaha Live. And if you guys go on the YouTube page, you can see some of the Omaha Live stuff that we did. And they were you're going out there in nature with a net. You're all dressed up, and you're going out there to teach the children. I've seen that, Houston. Yeah. So before I went out there to do the Key and Peele thing, I was already kind of doing television already here in town. So it prepared me to go out there to do that. So it was easy to do too.
Oh wow, you're actually really good in that. I like your character in that. You got the straps going down. You're all dressed up. You're kind of like a nerdy big guy, and you're
it's just funny, man. And you got to go and watch a lot of those Omaha Live things. So I went because I do a lot of things that people don't expect me to do. So.
But also, I got to ask you this before we let you go. I know Steve and Carrie may not have seen this, but I know they have in the back of their mind. You were on a show where they injected you with adrenaline now, Houston, and you had to beat up a doll.
And the sport, when sports science first started doing a lot of their stuff on television, they asked me to do it. And I was like, you know, my agent at the time was like, this might be good, you know, exposure for you. So I went to the studio and I did. Matter of fact, they called me back twice because I did the adrenaline thing to see how much power you have in a punch. And
what
then
did
I
that
did
feel like, Houston? What
we
did it feel like?
The football. We did the football one where we had to punch a football out of this NFL running back's hand. So I was on it twice. I was probably one of the only athletes that was on it twice.
Were you nervous of having a heart attack? Like if somebody was like, they're going to shoot you up with adrenaline, I think instantly of Pulp Fiction, overdosing on cocaine, and you're like doing it by will to beat up like a doll. Like, were you nervous?
I don't think they're stabbing him in the chest.
First off, she was doing cocaine.
Yeah.
And she got,
and they gave her the adrenaline shot to come back.
and they stabbed her in the chest.
Yeah, they stabbed her in the chest, and I think I was good. I was cool. They had the doctor.
Like? Was there like a rush?
But fortunately for me, I get so angry that adrenaline was nothing compared to me getting angry.
Wow.
Now here's
really cool.
Before we get ready to wrap up and let you go, obviously, we see the Houston.
Now, you know that's the fourth time. You know that's the fourth time you guys said that, right?
Yeah.
I'm guilty.
Before we wrap this up,
that's this one down here.
I got a whole notebook ready.
If
you want to stay, I have 2 notebooks full of questions just for you.
That's
along with old questions I haven't asked.
Dude, I have to get a lasso to reel Eddie in sometimes.
That's funny.
But before we let you go, you know, obviously you have your foundation, kind of a little backdrop there. I want to give you a kind of moment to kind of let the people know, you know, what it is you're getting involved outside of combat sports, on top of acting and DJing and everything else. What is your foundation doing?
No, the foundation is something that we've done since the early 2000s, where we go into the schools and we teach the kids about hip hop culture, because a lot of the kids are getting negative imagery, of course, online and on radio, and through rap itself, because there's a lot of controversy about the lyrics of rap influencing a lot of the kids. So what we decided to do a long time ago was go into the schools and teach the kids about the culture itself. Because hip hop culture is not just about rap. It's about it's about music, and it's about dance and the art. So we decided to do that a long time ago. And and I mentor kids. I do after school programs. I go and talk to a lot of people in the youth centers, in prisons. I just do a lot of things to give back to the community, because I've been shown so much love over the years, and I've done so much in my community since I was 12, 13 years old. It's just something that was already in me to do all these things, man, to make sure that I'm doing the right things at times. And I'm not perfect, but I'm just making sure I'm doing the right things all the time, especially when it comes to our kids. So because what did Whitney Houston say? Yeah, the kids are our future.
Our future. Yep.
She lived in my town growing up. She lived in Madison, Connecticut with me. I saw her mansion all the time. My ex-girlfriend went to college with her in Boston, with her daughter in Boston as well. What a crazy thing to bring up right here.
So it's all 360, guys. So, and you guys, and even with you guys doing this, you guys are helping out a lot of people, by interviewing them and for people to get to know them. And we're just shooting the shit, and we're talking about something we love doing. And you guys should get a lot of credit for that, because a lot of people are pretty stiff when it comes to interviewing, especially MMA folks, or people that have anything to do with.
That's why we created this show too, Houston. It's just like, we don't want to just talk about MMA and combat. Like, we want to talk about the person. We want to talk about your story, your life experience, things that you're doing outside of just your basic combat sports world. Like you guys are more than just fighters. You're more than just athletes. You're human beings. You have other things going on in your lives. And I think those are things that I think journalists that cover just sports kind of lose this thing, that they kind of feel like they can only talk about this. We can only talk about this. And I think it's a taboo thing that I don't think that we should only be talking about sports on a
nothing wrong with talking about the sport, but let's talk about the person. And one thing I learned, one thing I learned from the pandemic is that you can always tell who a person is by looking at their background.
Absolutely.
So each time you look.
See, I'm not letting him do it. I'm not letting him do it. Houston, as we let it go, you know how we do this. We throw it over to you. Anyone like to thank? Shoot out your social media sites. Any sponsors you have? Anything you want to spend some time to show some love to? The time is yours, my friend.
Yeah, man. You know, I'm not gonna drag it out. You know, again, shouts out to all the people that support me all throughout the years. Shouts out to all the sponsors who's supported me throughout the years. Family, friends, everyone on social media. You can follow me at Houston Assassin, or you can just look me up at Houston Alexander, where it'd be the fake Houston Alexander or the real one. You get a hold of me somehow. But and also to you guys, again, keep doing what you're doing because again, you guys are actually not just talking about the sport, you're talking about the person. So maybe you guys can use that in your moniker or something like that. Don't talk about the sport.
It's something
talk about the person.
I've always had us all do, and it's something that the reason why the three of us are here is because we want to be that person that kind of push the envelope to talk about everything.
I kind of feel like we've always been that different.
Yeah, we have.
Like,
Just we've all been doing it.
We always ask personal great questions, and that's, you can always ask an MMA question. Everybody can regurgitate that same stuff over and over.
Yeah.
So this, I agree, is special. But you know what? I want to just say thank you for the special moment of you coming on when you did. I personally, as a fan of the sport, love seeing, and it doesn't happen often, fighters that are opponents and future opponents that are about to fight actually interview together. So that was really special in my personal opinion.
But I thought, no problem. I thought that's how we was going to do it, because I saw the flyer, and I thought it was how we was going to do it. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I think that's actually pretty cool.
No, I appreciate that, because that was a special moment. It doesn't happen often. Thank you.
I'm gonna hide under my covers for
that was great.
No need to do all that.
No more apologizing, Eddie.
Like, no more apologizing. I'll do that for you. I'll come over to you.
There you go.
Houston, I got one more question for you.
Oh my God, Eddie, no!
I have to.
Go ahead.
I know, like, you're a very smart person. Is there a book that you've been reading?
I don't know about the smart.
Is there any book that is your go-to book that you would recommend to people? Because I'm looking for a new book.
Oh man.
Oh, I got one for you when he tells you
any type of self-help book. Any type of self-help book that gets you mentally to the next level, because sometimes we all get stagnant in our thought process. Yeah. And so any type of book, self-help book to take you to the next level, anything.
Thank you, Houston. We appreciate that. And we can't wait for your fight coming up in just a couple of weeks here. So with that being said,
that's the skill.
We'll talk to you soon, Houston. We'll talk to you soon, Houston. Thank you so much for joining us.
And no problem. And I'm already at weight. I've been at weight for the past.
I love it.
I've been at weight for the past month.
Hey, is there proof of that? Because Joey posted that on his Instagram that he was at weight. Is there proof of this that you're at weight too?
Well, brother, I've been at weight again for a month, so I don't know.
You look like you're a
I don't know what's going on with Joey,
but just remember this: that if you're ready, you don't have to get ready.
Yes.
Thank you, Houston. We'll talk to you soon.
Houston,
I appreciate it, guys.
That's the skill. We'll see
you guys. You guys have a good night.
Thank you.
Guys,
your book. I got one for you, Eddie. I got one. I'm gonna switch it up for you because I know you're still sweating bullets, right? You're talking. Hold on.
Wait, I have a booty call calling. Wait, I have a booty call calling. Let's see if I can. Hold on.
Oh my God, dude.
Hello.
Really? On air.
Hello.
I'm gonna kick this kid.
Hey, what's up?
Look who it
Mute
Look
yourself.
who it
at
is.
least.
What are you doing? You want to come over?
I'll mute him. God damn it! you gotta love him. I mean, you do gotta love him. But I mean, seriously, I just had to mute him. But that was a fun one. I mean, you know, obviously Joey Houston, you know, that's gonna be a great fight. You know, I know he's downplaying the whole legend thing. Listen, he can only downplay for so long. Listen, when you get to a certain point, like you become. I mean, I guess legends is kind of a weird thing. Like, you know, like I get, you know, you can't say idol either because I guess it's kind of
that's even weirder.
But like he's a very recognizable part of that era in combat sports.
You got to say legend of the sport. That's what I like saying in that way. Because when he said, who did he say was a legend? Colby. And I said, well, of his sport. I mean, he's known by a lot of people, but like, I don't give a shit about him. So like, in my personal opinion, he's a legend of his sport. So is Houston. And that's, you know, why I was stressing.
I mean, I'm really looking forward to fight. But both of these guys are.
I think Eddie's back. I could be wrong.
No, I muted him. How do you not know how to unmute yourself? How do you not know how to unmute yourself? Are you that much of a knucklehead right now?
I had a girl on the phone for the show.
I know, and you're sitting there talking about a booty call. We're sitting on air. God damn it.
I thought it would be cool to put on the episode. I mean, OnlyFans preview. Come on.
You're so
save the clips for your OnlyFans, Eddie.
Yeah,
Jesus.
save it for my book.
Jesus,
I'll save it for my.
What's going on with Scott? I mean, I did see he was active a little short time ago.
So I accidentally so Carrie, I don't know if I told you, I tagged the wrong Scott, and he was like, he was a guy in the photo. Like, I'm so guilty of this. In the photo, I saw Scott Hennessy getting a black belt. I was like, that's got to be him, right? I tag him. And the guy goes, yeah, I love that I share the same name, but that's not me.
Yeah. I've done shit like that.
Oh, man.
I was just like,
it's already been a great night already. I mean, like you know, Joey was great. That was
guys, come on, legendary that I pulled them both in, and I was just
I knew it was gonna get to it at some point. We were gonna overlap a little.
You knew I was up to some sick shit in my head.
No, but you want to know what? I've worked with so many like editors who have like always been like, oh, you guys like try to get like two opponents.
Well, no, that's because
we don't want that reputation.
But Carrie, we all know why that is. Because they're freaking. They're throat deep on their Johnson, sitting there trying to tell them that the greatest thing since sliced bread, that they can't have an honest conversation.
Or they're trying to antagonize a argument or something just so that they can get likes and shares.
Doing it for
whoa. You guys are liars. You guys were as scared as I was when that happened. I know.
No, you're the only one that was scared.
We're going to rewind it to that scene where I pull you guys in. Your guys like,
no, I went like,
why did you do that?
I was shocked.
Yeah, that was Steve's reaction. Carrie was like that too. I saw you guys because
I was shocked, but I wasn't scared because he looked so like relaxed.
Because here's the thing, Carrie, I felt I discussed this with you. I didn't think Joey wanted to come on because we were having Houston on, and then I did that.
No, I think that they really like were so cool about it.
Update on our guest. Unfortunately, he is a SWAT operator and he is on call tonight, and he's literally
badass
clearing out a house.
Bro, he's outside my crib.
This, my friend. We will reschedule you at a later date.
All right, it happens.
Love you, Scotty. Keep protecting us. Keep keeping us safe.
Keeping us safe. I love that.
We'll get you back on here, mate. No worries about it.
I just have to say that the whole like everything with the show was like having them do that was very, very special. Regardless of like any that, you know, like if you think it was that we were scared. No, I thought that was so awesome.
Yeah, I was actually taken back that Houston was calling.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was one of the things I was looking forward to because it was like literally like the first time I've been, like I said, when we started the show, it was the first time I've been able to kind of make it where you'd have both. We've done it where you'd have one half 1 week and one half a few weeks later.
I've had Elias Fedora.
Not back to back. Sometimes it would be offset with one be only at the beginning, one would all be at the end. This is the first time we've had it. We're back to back. We're not only just that we get it, but we get both of them on.
Deviants
and engaging.
I thought that was so cool. I really enjoyed that personally as a fan.
Carrie, I want to be where you're at. You're just like, that was so cool.
That's gonna be me in like 15 minutes as soon as we get off the show. What are you talking about?
But seriously, I've never done something like that too. I was kind of taken back out of my journalist shoes, and I was kind of just watching.
But this is why, like you heard what Houston said, dude. Like he's been watching us for a while between the whole lot of us. So like he knows what we're doing.
So funny when he was like, "Not all black people look the same."
Yeah, and I typed in Houston or iced tea or ice cube.
No, he really does look like him with this hat. It's like I was.
No, he does.
Inside.
He totally does.
Oh, that was the
if you shave Ice T's head, yeah, you could definitely say they would be.
He's got a good personality. He's very funny. I could see him having an acting future.
Carrie, you look like somebody.
Well, no, here's the thing. Since we're talking movies,
Wait,
right?
What do I look like?
We just got done Halloween, right?
Yeah.
What is your one movie, no matter when you come across it, how many times you've seen it, when you go, what you cannot turn it off. You have to stop and finish it.
Halloween, directed by Rob Zombie. The first.
Nightmare on Elm Street, House of 1,000 Corpses. Going with Carrie right there with Rob Zombie.
So you guys are saying with the Halloween stuff, there isn't. No, I know we just got finished with the Halloween season. I'm not.
It's Halloween forever here. Halloween never dies.
Halloween.
Halloween never dies.
Now, what'd you say I looked like?
You look like somebody that just choked out Matt Sarah's wife, all confident and shit, smoking a joint.
I just choked
just
out.
Like I choked this one out, and I'm going to interview Houston Alexander and Joey Beltran.
A couple girls, so I was very proud of it. And like I was having a problem passing girls guard for a second because when you train, so when I train with my coach privately and we have another girl come in or a guy come in to train with me, just so I have a partner to train with because my coach is huge, it doesn't translate the same way, they're all afraid to hurt me. And I'm like, listen, I'm very strong. You're not going to hurt me. And if you do, you're not going to hurt me. It takes a lot. Like my like rib popped out at Sarah's a couple weeks ago. Thankfully, like nobody like big was there to see it, but like I literally put my shoulder back into place.
All right,
in front of everybody. I turned around. I was like, "Hold on 1 second," and they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, give me 10 minutes." And then I got back in and rolled again. That's a fighter. That's a warrior.
Yeah,
there's
that
competitors
is. That
and
totally
there's
is.
warriors. You could put me into a cage. My arm could come out. I will put it back in its socket in the corner and get right back in there. I'll break my hand and figure something else out. Don't even care.
Carrie, the real question is, you are throwing in for the end of the year an event that you want to cover. I want to cover as well. Are we going to do this PFL, right? PFL end of the year?
I got my credentials, babe. When are you guys coming? Let's do it.
Sorry, so I'm going to put them in tonight, Steve.
Do it. Don't be silly.
I'm going to put them
in
tonight.
I told you, just come get me. Let's do this, dude.
I think it would be really cool. It's gonna be a fun night. Literally, I think press row.
Dude,
oh my God, it's gonna just be a huge reunion with all of our friends. Like this is
all right. So every time I'm on press row,
shout out to I will say.
See, here's the craziest thing about that. You realize that's 2 days before my birthday, right?
It's gonna be a great celebration.
And then I'm also going to the Eagles game the 27th.
That's amazing. But can I give a shout out to one journalist that will not?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, I still got to give a shout out to go ahead. Do what you got to do first.
One journalist that will not be there, but he will in spirit. Rest in peace, Eric Holden. Yep, he was at every fight I was at because he was on the East Coast, so I saw him all the time.
He died.
Yeah, he died. Oh, you didn't know Eric Holden died?
No.
Yeah, he died a couple months ago.
The King Perv is gone?
Not even kidding you. After he did a couple of marathons, big ones, and he just
had a heart attack. Wow.
Died in his sleep. Yeah, died in his sleep.
Wow.
It was crazy. I was like, now he wasn't my best friend or anything.
No, I know, right? Like he was like obviously like probably the weirdest.
Yes, and a lot of people.
I can't even say the words. A blogger.
I know.
Blogger. That's the word I'll say.
I know, And a lot of people had the same opinion. Like, people were respectful about it, of course, but like a lot of people had that. They were like,
dude, do you see some of the questions he would send to the
oh my God, of course I did, dude. Crazy. But
I mean, I'm not one to kick dirt on anyone's grave, but like, I didn't know. So
I almost just fell on my face.
Honestly, you got 100% my pure reaction of it.
That was
Obviously,
the
I
way
don't have
you
any
said
ill will
that.
to the guy, but we all know who
I'm
he
not
was.
one to kick dirt on someone's grave.
What?
Well, look, I know somebody that passed away like a week ago, and I feel bad. I absolutely do. But him and I had a huge love-hate relationship. Like, and it was love-hate. And I said to my friend, they're like, wow, you don't look upset. And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, it sucks. And I have, something that he gave me, and I'll think of him when I look at it. But like, we weren't best friends, and I'm not going to cry and act.
Yeah, right.
Pretend I'm not a fake person. I'm sorry. And he wouldn't expect any less of me. So
yeah,
he knew what kind of asshole I am.
But yeah, obviously I gotta shoot a big shout out to Susan Singari for hooking us up with Joey Beltran tonight. So
thank you,
guys. Make sure you if you're a bare knuckle boxing freak like a lot of us are, make sure you guys are checking out Susan's work. Always got great stuff on. Hell, Barstool Sports often likes to steal her stuff. And don't
Barstool, Dave Portney. He's
yeah, that's not Dave. Come on, let's be honest. If it was Dave, I'd put Dave's name on it. I got nothing to do with Dave.
I don't know, because he's got a lot of things going on.
But like he interns out the site, so like when that stuff goes up and somebody goes and pulls the video from somewhere, it's not Dave.
He's like, in my personal opinion, like, out of people that have made it to the level that he has and what he's done,
he was giving out free Phillies tickets to fans.
He was like a regular guy. He was just a regular guy.
I think both games 4 and 5, he gave out 4 tickets each.
Doesn't he manage, or Barstool manage, or something like that? Molly McCann and Patty Pimblett, maybe.
Wow.
Definitely Molly McCann, because if you look at her last fight, I think it was in London or overseas.
See, Eddie, when you go and put that stuff up about Miranda, you need to tag Barstool then.
So look up the post. If you have the computer right now of her jumping into Dave.
I'll do it right
arms.
now. Tell me what to type in.
Molly McCann jumping into Dave Portney's arms. It was very, very. It was.
Here it is. Important relation. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me pull y'all in here really quick.
Aren't you glad I told you about that?
I'm going to share my screen.
It's a cool little thing to know about. I love it. My sister's a big fan of Dave Portney, so.
Okay, so this pops up here. Molly McCann, Patty Pimblett joined Dave Portnoy to reflect. Molly Meatball KO's opponent. Dave Portnoy admits having difficulty.
After she KOs her opponent, she jumps into his arms. So that might be the video.
Okay, all right. Let's go back.
Because it was a really cool moment, like, to see that they have that kind of relationship, in my personal opinion.
Is it really? Wait, really?
He's got it. He's married or has a girlfriend or some shit. So.
All right, let's kind of see this here. Okay.
He's a big MMA fan. Portney loves MMA.
All right, let me
He's
show
like page side, bro. Wait, look.
Whoa! Oh! If I saw my girl,
I wasn't lying.
Meatball sauce.
All right, guys.
No, but that's like really cool for a guy like him.
I'm sorry.
And what he does.
All right.
It seems like all right.
Let's put a bow on
no,
this
but like,
one.
look at what he can do for MMA fighters. That guy's got a lot of money. He's known in different avenues. He's now known in politics. He does.
But Steve and me are pissed at him though, Carrie.
I'm sorry. Why are you?
Me and Steve are fucking pissed.
I explained that. That's why I just got brought up. Right?
Well, are you talking about the shorting of GameStop and shit?
Susan Singari.
What?
Susan Singari.
But that's. Well, maybe he'll give her credit. That would be nice.
We can thank Susan Singari for our interview.
I know.
I know. That's what. Like I was trying to tell you. That's what I was just saying.
All right.
Well, I think it's cool that
Steve.
that he's managing MMA fighters. I just think it's really important for the sport.
It is.
You know, for a person like him and what he does to be into it. And this is just, people get mad when I say it, and I don't really, quite frankly, don't give a fuck how mad people get. It's as big as Donald Trump showing up to the UFC and sitting front row.
Oh, he was a part of Affliction.
I don't care what anybody says. Donald Trump, like, that is the president of the United States not being afraid to sit at an MMA fight front fucking row.
That's
like,
true.
Have you
That's
ever
totally
seen that?
true.
You will never see that again until he's president. But that's besides.
Matter of fact, our interview a couple weeks ago, Tommy got to meet President Trump as well before he was even considered president.
That's my dream interview. Did I ever tell you that?
President Trump?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because I have so many questions.
Did you see the video of Kobe getting the call from the president?
Yo,
he's like,
he was so excited. But my whole thing is this, right? Like, I've seen presidents do things for famous actors, for
not MMA fighters. Yeah.
They've never. Now, Donald Trump, I wrote a whole article on it, and apparently it went viral.
Where can we find it?
Well received article about Donald Trump's history in MMA and why him and Dana White have the relationship they do.
Wow.
They have an extensive relationship outside of mixed martial arts. Dana White spoke at the Republican National Convention twice.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I could tell
after
you.
everyone told him not to do it. Everyone.
And he did great.
But
and
because
you know what was? It was
that relationship, he wouldn't turn his back on Trump.
On Affliction. He loves those t-shirts.
Donald Trump is the reason, and
the fights that never happened.
Donald Trump is the reason why the UFC is where it is today.
He's the only one letting them put on events.
Nobody would let them put on events. So when fighters don't like Trump, I'm like, fuck off. He's the reason you have a fucking job. Congratulations. He put boxing on the map, and when there was a big quiet in boxing, he said to his the public relations guy that ran the media the event area, and said, what can we do to bring a life back in here? There's no boxing, there's nothing going on. And he's like, well, we used to have the UFC here. And he's like, I think we had them here a couple times. He goes, well, they can't get a show anywhere. They can't get
in New York, you're talking about.
And he said, but they have new owners. They're now owned by the
WMI and
no, this was when it was the Fertitta brothers.
It was before they actually formed Zuffa.
This is sick. Keep going.
So Donald Trump, right, sat down with them and said, if you can regulate this so that it can be on TV and pay-per-view, I will let you have the fight here. And if you could sell it out, we'll have a couple more. So not only did they sell it out, that's when they adopted the ABC rules, which are Big John McCarthy's boxing rules. So they sold out the first 3 shows, and Donald Trump sat front row with Melania for all first 3 shows. And then he brought them to Las Vegas and inked the deal to get them their next 3 shows and sat front row for that. Then he sat front row for 2 or 3 more fights in the recent history. That man is a fucking legend in mixed martial arts, and that's why he's in the New Jersey mixed martial arts.
I don't know if it's the LSD kicking in right now, or if that was just an amazing story that you just told. That was sick.
Let's get ready to put a bow on this one, because we're getting to that 2:00 hour, and he's going on his Fear and Loathing Las Vegas trip. I got a bunch of stuff I got to do tonight, tomorrow, and everything in between. We're gonna have a fun stuff lined up for you the next few weeks. Me and Carrie already been talking about a potential in studio guest for her.
Actually,
a potential affair. An affair?
PFL, I can announce it. Do you want
announce it?
Because now she's coming to PFL, so we can maybe make a podcast.
Carrie, I like what you brought up earlier with the boxer. What was her name? We saw her live.
Heather Hardy.
Heather Hardy.
Oh, Clarissa Shields.
Genius bringing that up before, by the way.
Thank you. You know what? It's true. Unfortunately, she's very talented.
Very nice girl. Came right up to us.
Didn't fare well in MMA. It is what it happens. But yeah, Alicia Zappatella will be at PFL with me for the championships. So we could definitely get her on for a podcast. She's super fun.
Will she let us cut her hair while I'm on LSD?
Oh my God.
Alicia,
no.
I know. Alicia's like my homegirl. I cut her hair. I'm like
let my boy cut your hair. He's just
I'm
took
like
3
her
tabs.
fight big. I'm like her fight big sister.
All right, so you guys got a lot to get ready for the end of the year. Not only do we have the end of the year show coming up, not only do we have Christmas presents to give away, but we also have
Santa Steve's gonna be breaking y'all up with some stuff. I got a whole bunch of freaking 8x10s and stuff like that laying around here. I still have some fight posters to hook up with. I got I got some signed jerseys for some football stuff I'm gonna be doing. I got a bunch of signed stuff. And
Very cool.
this I'm giving away a signed copy of this Chris Terrian's new book.
Very cool.
Oh, okay.
And this
Awesome.
Eddie, this is up your alley, bro. You need to check this out. The Road to Redemption.
How about I do a review on it for Belly Up Sports? How about I read it and do a review on it?
Go ahead. I got 2 copies of it, and I also got the information you need to see if you still want to hook the fans up with a Chocolate L autograph too.
We need to do that because I'm getting paid this week by the job.
I already told you it's December 3rd.
Chocolate L. All right, guys. Also in Portugal and Ukraine, Apple Podcast number 17, Carrie and Steve. In Portugal, number 21 in Ukraine for Apple iTunes for Combat Deviants.
Our audio listeners are killing it. Appreciate everyone.
Audio really is killing it. Audio is really killing it, guys. Like,
hopefully, we can start getting more people in the chat doing some more things. Like I said, I got some signed jerseys for some other sporting events and things like that. I got some 8x10s. I got some fight posters. I got some fight stuff for you. Like I
got some dick pics. If anyone's interested.
What happened? This freaking guy.
It's for my OnlyFans. I got some dick pics if anyone's interested.
Oh my god. When the guys start blowing your inbox up, don't cry, dude. Don't cry. Remember what Jessica said. Don't get mad when them boys up in your box sitting there asking you to rub one off.
I said, what did I say? I was like, oh no, that's not a problem.
Yeah, right.
Until I open it up.
The wheels have officially come off at the end of this episode. First and foremost, again, big thanks out to Joey Beltran. Big shout out to Susan Gary for linking us up with Joey. Appreciate him keeping his appointment tonight.
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Houston was great. Scotty O will be back with us at some point in time in the next few weeks. Again, obviously, you're on call for your job. Things like that happen. You can't control that. So appreciate that. Again, make sure everyone is locked in for BKFC 33, November 18th. There in Omaha, Nebraska. Fight TV, BKFC app, whatever your poison is. Make sure you guys are locked in for that. Joey and Houston are going to put on a show. They're going to punch each other in the face. They're going to
punch me in the face. Come on.
You know what, dude? How about this? I'm gonna ask Houston if he could punch you in the face for all the extra calls.
That would be kind of crazy. I'm kind of scared now, but yeah. How about I sober up first before I get punched?
All right, everyone. This was episode 9 of Combat Deviants. This was the Knuckled Up episode. We had some fun with Joey, with Houston. Eddie's shenanigans, appreciate Carrie obviously for always hopping in as one of our great on-air personalities that we have here at Combat Deviants. Eddie, anything you want to add on it before we put a bow on this one?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.